We are live 364 days a year.
What are we doing here?
If Dom turns at SummerSlam, I'm shaving my moustache off. I told you, if that happens, it's going. My lip is cold because of a stupid bet that I made the YouTube.
Wrestle's better than Daniel Bryan Daniels. Better than Okada.
How do you not get sushi after Monday Night Raw? What is going on, everybody? We are back once again with another edition of Wrestling Republic's Off the Air, immediately following NXT every single Tuesday. It is Tuesday, September 9th. The Tuesday Night Delight is not here, so don't put your twos up, at least not yet. That would be a waste of your time. But I do have my other co-host, the best of the best, out in Louisville, and he's going to tell us what you should do. And what was that again, Driz?
Good morning, afternoon, and evening. It's the guy you should believe in. It is your boy Dryzzy, the wrestling plug. You don't know what to watch. I got you. It looks like NXT has caught a case of RSV. What is RSV, folks? Ripley Stratton Volker. RSV is in NXT.
Absolutely. I'm as fired up as you are about it. We got comments out of the gates already, too. We got Buenos Noches from our good friend Fernando Zayas. We've also got the NXT main event was fire. We will get into that out of the gates. National Carrot Cake Day. I didn't see that coming, but I'm not going to lie.
I like a good carrot cake. Yeah. Okay.
As a kid, I was anti-carrot cake, but
That's back when I thought they actually put carrots in it and it was like a veggie thing, but carrot cake is good. I've grown to like carrot cake in my old age.
It scared me to death. I will say this, though. DCX Warlord is beyond excited about Tyler Breeze. I assure you, oh, shoot. I should not have done that.
Like that quick.
Oh, darn it. But at the end of the day, yeah, we're going to discuss Tyler Breeze. Just we're going to use less curse words, but monster shout out DCX Warlord, good friend of the show. Let's get into tonight's main event out of the gates, because we've got Fatal Influence, we got Fallon, and we've got Jasmine.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got the Cooling, we got Izzy Dame, we got Tatum, we've got Zuruka, essentially, right? Soul Ruka and Zarya, however you'd like to say it. Soul Ruka kind of made her look like Zarya tonight. That got a little ugly there at the end, which we are going to discuss, obviously. And then we have, the influx, basically, Drizzy, main roster talent.
Yes.
of definitively main roster talent here to sort of save the day to end the show. I thought it was an interesting way to end the show. I don't know how much else was notable besides this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned it in the intro.
Yeah.
We put a bunch of stars on TV. I think it was the most important thing that happened tonight. Would you agree? And give me your thoughts on the whole deal.
It is. So we're gonna back up time a little bit in Wrestling Republic world. Our guy, the Tuesday Night Delight,
Yes,
gave a take saying that NXT right now is probably the least book, is not the best book show right now. It's the least show, the show that we're not watching the most. It is the bottom of the list right now for most WWE programming, and that is out of character for them. I don't think that NXT knows how to not be one of the tops of the WWE products, and tonight showed it. There was a glaring light once you bring people like Tyler Breeze, bring people like Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley, Stephanie Vaquer. We saw Carmelo. You start bringing the main DIY. When you start bringing the main roster talent, you start comparing it to what it's like what we had to what we have now, and it it doesn't shine as much in the women's division just because the women's division is so stacked. But the bringing of Rhea Ripley, Tiffany Stratton, and Stephanie Flair is a big deal. It is a super huge deal. These are arguably top five the best women's champions the NXT ever had. Top they're top five of it. And they're going up against a Fallon Henley who is at best the mid card champion. And JC Jane, who arguably this last year has become a major star, and uh, Jasmine Nix, relatively new.
Yes.
So it shines a glaring light on the WWE as a whole. The women's division not as much, but still there is a light shining on it.
This one's interesting to me too because I love the way that you broke that down there. But I'm super curious your thoughts on this one. Did it not feel just a little bit like they brought out the all-star team,
They did. They definitely did. They
right?
definitely did. They didn't bring the full All Stars out. It's like you're not bringing out LeBron. You're not bringing out Jordan and Pippen and like Isaiah Thomas and stuff. You're bringing out like the newer stars. You're getting like a Giannis. You're getting like a Damian Lillard. You're getting like the newer All Stars.
Absolutely. I'm with you. We've got an interesting comment here. We've got final event was amazing. I don't get
Yes.
why the Zarukas didn't win. I mean, I do understand sort of the turn. I think that has a lot to do with it. And Driz, you and I have often and nobody more than you and I probably at this place other than Shad at WR on this program or others get asked more often who's the next call up, right? We
Mm-hmm.
cover NXT every week. That's what we do. So
Mm-hmm.
we see the most of it, and it's who's the next call up? Who are we going to bring up? Not only have I, but you and even Shad have mentioned Sol Ruka in that conversation over
Every
the
time.
last year and a half numerous times.
Mm-hmm.
And
Every
I
time.
think it's really interesting this turn on Zarya.
This
This
This very well could be the very last thing Sol Ruka does before going to the main roster. Because the one thing that they did with this, and we've seen it, the writing has been on the walls for a while now. Zarya and Sol Ruka, we saw, oh, she's gonna turn on her eventually. She's gonna turn on her eventually. This is the seed of doubt that opens the door for the turn. And we know WWE is so dead set against long term story booking because they feel that fans just don't know how to take it. This has been a very long told story in NXT, which is very out of character for them, but it's a story that they have been working on and it has only gotten better with time. Thank you, Jesus, for taking your time to cook this steak.
absolutely, and I'm with you. I also think this is the perfect springboard for Sol Ruka.
Yes.
Like
It-
in every way possible to elevate herself to the main roster. Zarya, and this is no knock on Zarya as a wrestler in any way. I don't think Zarya is quite ready to be called up as well.
at
But
all.
for her to be a part of this storyline and this matchup and all of that, I do think is beneficial on that side too. Zarya is closer than I think a lot of people realize, right?
I
She's not
believe you're
ready,
right.
but she's closer than people realize. She's one great story, one great rivalry away
And this might be
from
it.
wait a minute, and this could be it that elevates both. And that is something that I think is really tantalizing, especially because we talk about the Soul Snatcher is as good as they get
Mhm.
when it comes to finishing moves. Soul Ruka is as athletic as people are made.
Mhm.
In ring, everything is there. Promo back and forth, I'm not sure about. That part I'm interested in. What do you think, Driz, about like what the back and forth's going to look like when it comes to Soul and Zarya? Because with the turn, this matchup has to happen before Soul does make that ascent to the main
Absolutely.
roster. As far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely. I think what it's gonna look like is they spent so much time humanizing Zarya. They did. It's almost very Team Hell yes, Tell yeah. All right, was it Team Hell no? It's very Team Hell no ish. You spend all this time to humanize Zarya, make you feel for her. She's not just a monster looking to wreak havoc. She has a heart. She loves Soruka, and so it gets to. I don't know if she will. I don't know how it'll work. We just know it's going to be a good match, just because you tend to get great stories told out of people who are friends. And the way that they shoot their TikToks together, the way that they appear on TV shows that they really legit look like they have fun with each other. So it means just only gonna be a great story told with it. I would love to see Zarya feel burnt by this whole situation and then want to just just becoming a monster again. So it's almost like you see why she's a monster. She's heartbroken that her friend turned on her, or even the fact that it's a misunderstanding and just refuses to believe that it's an understanding. They're like, I can't get close to people. I have to destroy everybody I come across now. I would love for that to be the story. Shawn
I
Michaels gonna be taking my ideas.
am so with you. Like, just hurt everyone 1,000%. Like, that is the direction for
Ooh,
Zarya.
for reference, Kane and RVD. There we go.
Yes, that is money. Absolutely. The Atomic Merp here in the comments with friend of the show, by the way, monster shout out. Dropping the women's North American title to a heel Zarya would be a good send off for Soul.
You might be on something. You might be on something.
I don't mind that in the least. And I also think, to your point about Zarya, a little bit of a switch flips,
Yeah.
right? And suddenly she's indestructible, right? Undeniable. Suddenly she's impossible to beat.
Well, y'all
I
gotta
think it would be
remember.
awesome.
You gotta remember they brought her in with Julia and Stephanie Fakir. I don't think they didn't do it for a reason. I think that she was the one that they wanted. Like, we know we're not gonna have those two much longer. Let's just put all our work into this storyline with these two, because this could be a NXT all-time great rivalry.
Absolutely. And obviously we spent a lot of time on this topic. So I'm going to read this last comment and then we'll keep it rolling here. But when do you think Soul will go to the main roster? And I'll answer that first, Driz. I think before the end of this calendar year. I think before January 1st, 2026. I think almost assuredly. I don't know if it's at Survivor Series, and I don't know how we get there. That's a little quick. November's coming up soon. Maybe at that Saturday night's main event or one of those Raws or SmackDown right around Christmas time. I think something like that. What will be your thoughts on that, Driz?
That's a tough one, just because the way our calendar years end most of the time, deadline is normally the final PLE for WWE. I think she'll be in the Iron Survivor match, but I think she's probably gonna first of the year next year at Royal Rumble, most likely. I feel like that would be a good place to throw her in and give her that Roxanne Perez treatment. Let her have a great showing in the Rumble, and then boom, she's on the main roster.
I love that, Drizzy. And I will say also, great minds think alike. We're like 10 days apart. I just said before December 31st, it's like January 9th for the Rumble. So we're like right there. We're right in the same zone, somewhere around there during winter break. If we're doing the school year calendar. Yeah, we're basically right on the same page. Let's talk about something else that was kind of interesting today. We got Josh Briggs.
Cool.
Against Siobhan Evans. Loaded punch for the victory. One thing I will say, underutilized. I don't want to blame William Regal because I'm a huge fan of the brass knuckles and all of that. But when I was a kid, if you went to a house show, somebody had something in their hand and then they'd punch them in the face. And you're like, no, they cheated. And we don't do it enough anymore. I actually really dug this. And Javon sold it perfectly and everything. I actually dug it, Drizzy. I hate to say it because I wasn't thinking like, oh, Briggs, but it was just a loaded punch. It's classic old school heel tactics. And to me, I'm like, that's a lost art.
It is.
I missed that. And I want to get your thoughts on the match, though.
It is. First off, I love the way it started. I don't care what anybody else is doing, and I promise you, NXT is known for having some of the best flyers of all time. Javon Evans, the way he started that match off with that flight, that dive, that flip over the top rope, they are going to be playing that forever. It's gonna be in the then now forever video package at the beginning of shows. It was so good. It is icon. That has got to be an icon. I watched it over and over while the match was still going on. Like I kept rewinding to see it because he got so high. It looked like the perfect moment. The cameraman, everything was perfect. They even had the perfect person catching it because I really do believe Alexander, Josh Briggs is one of the safer guys for him to work with. He has been also great as a big man against Javon lately. I don't think we talk about it enough just because it's always his character, his character, his character. In ring, he is really good. He might even be main roster ready in ring wise. They just not sure what to do with the character wise. But the loaded punch, he's a bit of an old school guy. I like that. That was a good way to end this because the entire match, Javon was emotionally taking him on a ride around the arena, and I love that.
I'm so with you because to me, I'm like, if you watch the whole match, you were like, oh, shoot, Javon, get him, right? Like, you got him, you got him, you got him. All this, that, and the other. By the end of it, I'm sitting there and like, yeah, you mentioned Briggs is an old school guy. You and I have watched enough wrestling. It was like, oh, wait, he had to do that
Yeah.
to get him, right? Like
Yeah.
all the offense he put in, all of that, it wasn't enough.
It wasn't your normal 5 seconds of emotional fury. It kept going. It's almost like the longer the match went, the more emotional Javon got, and the more Josh just could not do anything about it.
100%. It legitimately, like, I think you made a really interesting point earlier too, not to circle back, Driz, but like, dude, I think Josh might in ring be ready for the main roster. Like that I'm with you on. I think Javon is too, but Javon's youth allows you this luxury of he can be the NXT star.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it gives him that luxury too.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I wouldn't necessarily call him up right away. I think Javon's ready. Javon's more than ready, right? He's in LeBron territory, right? Like put him on the cover of Sports Illustrated and he's like 17.
Yep.
But like, I think it makes sense. This match I was more impressed by than I anticipated. And NXT has been, we mentioned Shad's stance on the state of current NXT. And I agree with some of that sentiment, right? Hadn't been as good as we had it. We've been doing the show for nearly 2.5 years now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's been a long time and it's ebbed and flowed, right? There's been greatness and there's been okay, and that's fine. That's what entertainment is anyway, right? But I do think this for an opening match and then even the main event might have over delivered if you didn't go in with the mindset where you're being real critical. And I think that's kind of funny, Driz. You know what I mean? If you're looking for something wrong, you'll find it.
You'll find it, yeah.
Yeah, and I think tonight's show was a little bit of a move in the correct direction.
The more we talk about it, historically NXT go home shows for big shows are not good.
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing. There's just no way around it. Sometimes I don't know why, but this even goes back. It's a tale of old time, even to the black and gold. The shows, the go home shows, were never good before big shows, but the big shows always produced.
1,000%. Now, if I was gonna complain,
Oh Lord,
if I was gonna complain, we did have a match between mostly ego Diet Scott Hall, Ethan Page, and Tavion Heights that had to have been booked. This must have been booked by somebody that wasn't thinking. Because what in the wide world of sports was this, Drizzy?
all right,
I mean, it's a flag match. I I need to breathe. What do you think?
all right. So about 4 weeks ago, I said, whatever you do not in the year of our Lord, where we have Beyonce as country out. Like, what in the year of our Lord? Do not book a flipping flag match in NXT of all places. Half the people in NXT weren't even alive when flag matches were happening. Like I it, I hate flag matches with the biggest passion. I've never liked the flag. There is not a flag match. I didn't like John Cena and Rusev. I didn't like the Dudley Boys and Team Canada. And this has absolutely nothing to do with the performers. I just don't like flag matches. I am over the days of the big evil foreigner and the amazing American who is the the stars and stripes. If you're not Kurt Angle, I don't want to see you in stars and stripes. Please, Tavion Heights is probably one of the best grapplers they have in NXT right now, and we're sticking him in Kurt Angle, Team USA, Mighty Ducks, wear from Henson Products instead of putting him in some legit grappling gear. We have Ethan Page out here being the Captain Canada, and he is one of the better villains in NXT right now. This feud does not need the handicap of a flipping flag match.
No, dude, no. You got me so good though when you busted out the Dudley's flag match. I forgot that happened.
I,
I was laughing so hard, dude. I had myself muted, Driz, and I literally was like,
I
"Oh my gosh!"
Like
He's
it's like instantly
he's
I'm just thinking
rolling.
about it's just thinking about every I hate that storyline. I hate
Well,
that story in general. I hate when they sit there and they make the foreigners to be these evil. Ethan
Millennial
Page
made
isn't
flag
even
matches. I
Ethan Page isn't even foreign like that. Canada is
know.
literally a
It's
step
like right
over.
there.
Like I
They
can
just let
see
us
it.
walk across the border.
Like I
You're going
guarantee
from Detroit to Windsor.
if I'm Detroit, I could throw a rock and hit Canada.
Dude, you can just walk over to Windsor and get cheaper beer. It's
Oh,
unbelievable. No, Driz, you're spot on, man. I'm laughing my butt off. Here, sorry, we're trying to keep it clean over here on tonight's show.
I'm trying, but god damn it.
We've done our
I
best.
was ready to put my wallet out like, look here, Clark. Here's my fine. Tell Ben I'll pay it later.
It's just
Fuck
always
flag matches.
they're the worst. They're
Oh
the
my
worst.
god.
They're the worst matches. I mean, honestly, the last time there was a flag segment relevant. I can't even speak. I'm laughing so hard. Relevant. The most relevant flag thing, it wasn't even a flag match, was when Shawn Michaels snaked a booger with the Canadian flag as it was hanging on the side of the. I mean, that's the last time there was a flag match of relevance. And that wasn't even a flag match. The flag was just there. He utilized it. He got the booger. I mean, they're cops ride horses. We all know that. Shout out Canadians, though. Great, great, great people. But I mean, you
Please,
know, it's
no more flag
ridiculous.
matches in 2020. No,
Yeah,
we are beyond. Can we retire flag matches, please?
yeah, we got to stop with that. It's starting to get out of hand, I think. I'm with you. Let's take a deep breath and let's move on to something else that we're probably going to trash before we get to something that we're excited about.
Oh my god.
Um,
Oh
so
wait, something happened at the end of that match. Yes. Okay, we're good.
yeah, we're
It
saving
was
that
good.
for
Yeah.
the main
Okay.
event. We're saving
I'm
it for the
good.
main event.
Okay.
Whoa, don't give it away. Remember, the comment section already did.
All right, guys.
But at the same time, we've got Dark State, we've got Dion Lennox, and we've got Osiris Griffin, and we've got Hank and Tank for the NXT titles. Honestly, I kind of dig the Chicago Blackhawks themed Hank and Tank jerseys. Those were cool. I'm not gonna lie, I've never been a huge Hank and Tank fan, but I am a fan of the hockey team. And they basically looked identical to the jersey that I would wear to the game. So that was exciting to me, to say the least. Triz, I had to get that off my chest. Dark State on their way. Some of the vignettes really solid. Some of the other things really good. I don't know. What were your thoughts on this match? We also have a few vignettes to cover before we get to that big final segment.
The Dark State Hanky Tank match, the rematch. This is gonna fall into the classic. It wasn't better than the original. Hanky Tank are improving. I will give them all those flowers. They are improving in the ring. The way the match started out completely was a twist because I really thought that they were gonna this is gonna be a squash match real quick. Like, oh, we fallen out of love with Dark State that fast. But Osiris Griffin, Dion Lewis, Lennox Lewis, I lose
Lennox
it. I lose
Lewis.
it from time to time. It's are a good combination, and I hope Dark State sticks with that. The presentation of Dark State is starting to improve too. I don't know if you noticed that, like when they go to commercials and Dark State is in the ring, you kind of get like those old school, the Wyatt family type of glitches. I like that in them. Let's make
Yeah.
them a glitch. Let's try to rebuild what we kind of lost steam with when they disappeared and was in TNA, and when we were actually forgot that they weren't a team for a little bit. And we got to talk about the end of the match. They did it again. I didn't think that it was. I thought the first time they did it, it was catching lightning in a bottle. But my dude, I'm the booty man, James Cutler,
Yep.
holds Tank, a hanker Tank. I forget which one it was. It says Joe Hendry cannot save you now, and all of a sudden, Joe
Got him.
Hendry hits a Kool Aid Man. It says, "Oh yeah," and claps, and then comes in and causes the match. So I figured out that the Joe Hendry curse. Okay, if you say his name and he appears, you win your match.
Yes.
Hanky Tank said his name and they won the match. But when James Cutler said his name, Dark State won the match. So that's how you do it.
It threw me for a loop too, though. It's like, wait, but he interfered and then they won. Is Joe Hendry gonna be a heel, Drizzy?
No. It's as a part of the curse. So if you are me in a match and you say Joe Hendry's gonna make sure you win your match.
But he didn't.
He did. James Cutler said the name, not
Oh, he
Hanky
said it
Tank.
first. You're right.
Cutler
You're
said
right.
it.
You know what? When you're right, you're right. Let's talk about something that I've wanted to talk about all day, and that's Blake Monroe. She's got her promo, and Drizzy, I
got
gotta
it.
come clean here.
Go ahead.
This is absurd. This is a full-blown knockoff. If you go to Kohl's, you can get pajama pants that look like designer ones, but they aren't as good. And this is a full-blown Tony Storm knockoff. You must be joking. In the bathtub, Blake Monroe, knock it off. This is hysterical to me. She left AEW because she didn't want to compete with the one person in the industry who's better at what she does than she is, and that's Toni Storm. And I believe that every single day. That's the truth. Oh, wait. We don't even know if it really is Mariah May. I'll admit it. Yeah, it's her. Blake Monroe is Mariah May. Finally, I'll say it. I had to get it off my chest. And it pains me to have to say something like that. But at the end of the day, the scoop is she's cosplaying a better character than herself. And that's a joke. And that's my joke of the day, Driz. What are your thoughts on that?
I did see that vignette, and I still have the same complaint. Why are we trying to push this feud through vignettes? And it's something that probably needs to play out a little bit more vicious. We have rushed this feud, and we have booked. I almost feel like they booked themselves into a corner. They don't know what to do with it. The workers are doing the best they can. I truly believe that Blake and Jordan are doing the best they can in ring wise, but there's just some things. If you get off to a bad start, you cannot. They're stumbling across the finish line at this point. So please, 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 let's just get to the deadline, to the Iron Survivor match, because I'm pretty sure both of these women will be in the Iron Survivor match. Let's get there. This division is strong enough to survive this. These two are the heads of that division, so we're good there. There are other stories that can be told. We can send Blake against JC or against any of the other new girls. Kendall Gray, uh, Laney, I forget Laney's name, but there
Laney.
are so many things that can, let's just send them their own separate ways, because the way this started was bad. Let's get away for a little bit, wipe the slate clean, and revisit it a few months from now.
Absolutely. Okay. One more thing we got to cover before we get to the main event of the evening,
Yes,
and that is the do it yourself promo. DIY shows up in the ring.
because nobody's gonna do it for you.
The most contradictory tag team in the world. How can you be a team and do it yourself? Wouldn't it be do it together? I don't know. That's just
That
me
is
logically
exactly that is
speaking.
exactly what it is.
I don't. Yeah. I'm just. It's always throwing me for a loop as far as the name of the team. It's going well though. Everything's good. Then you get Trick Williams. Then you get also. Oh, we were playing the hits. Was this a Billy Joel concert tonight at NXT?
Yeah.
Because I got two things for you. Number one, Carmelo Hayes in the building. Melo don't miss. Nothing but nylon. But at the same time, we're also talking about going back to Full Sail for a big show coming up here.
Yes.
This is all kind of funky. I dig it. The return to Full Sail, all of that. The NXT crowd, I think, is unique to almost any crowd in professional wrestling. This promo, though, reflected that as much as anything in my eyes, right? You had DIY out there essentially like, letting you know that they're legends. Then the crowd did. Mellow, same gimmick. Then you have Trick there. I'm not sure what this means for Trick. Talk to me about this one, Driz.
I truly feel like this is going to be a send off for Trick, because you are. This is going to be one of the biggest matches in NXT. It definitely should main event, because this is the pride and joy of the black and gold, and probably the biggest feud of the newer version of NXT. I don't want to say, I don't even want to call it 2.0, because they were able to make lemonade out of the lemons they were given when 2.0 first started. And we're gonna be for real about it. 2.0 was not good when it first started, but Mello and Trick definitely are one of the better parts of the newer aspects of NXT. In fact, they last year they had the biggest story at Stand and Delivery. Stand and Deliver. So This is going to be a major match in NXT history. I love to see the nostalgia between all these guys because this is literally a dream match for NXT fans. I can see it now. All the crowd with the DIY chants. You're gonna see the Trick Mellow gang backing together. Like, and these are all really good workers too. That's the other thing that's gonna be. This is gonna be a great match. Excited for it. DIY is when they're not being comedic heels are some of the most heartfelt faces in the industry. I feel like they only can do that in the bubble of NXT because anywhere else just doesn't. They aren't gonna get the little nuances. They're not gonna
Yep.
get the little inside jokes and stuff like Goldie or the. They're not gonna get
Yes.
those things. But at the exact same time, you're not gonna get those things from Mellow. They're not
You're
gonna understand
spot
the
on.
Mellow, you know how they sit there, their one liners off one each other. Trick is one of the is one of the best talkers in the industry when it comes to those one liners. He's so fast, he's witty, he's got it.
You're super spot on. And I think it's interesting. We've long complained about the men's side
Yes.
of this NXT thing. We've talked about it for the last 6 months.
Hmm.
DIY is an injection. It makes sense.
Yes.
And I don't care if they separate again. I don't care if they're a tag team, but them appearing on NXT is a big deal.
Yes.
And I actually think they fit NXT better than they do the main roster right this second.
They do, and it sucks. And I hate it because
I hate
everybody
it for
can't stay in
them.
NXT forever.
Yeah.
It's like we're caught in that bubble. We're caught in the. It's
But
almost like when you watch it, you see it, and you're like, oh, it's 2019 again. We got DIY. We're waiting on the Undisputed Era to come out. We want to see Sasha Banks. We want to see Bailey hug people. We want to see Charlotte. We want to see Asuka.
right.
Like all the. We want to see Baron Corbin and stuff like that.
Hell,
But
we got Rhea Ripley tonight, dude.
we got Rhea
Like,
Ripley.
what in the wide world of sports? Are you kidding me? We got Rhea Ripley on Tuesday night. When's the last time that happened? It's been a while.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And like, dude, where we're at currently is such an interesting juxtaposition. I feel like now that we've been doing this show for so long, Driz, and I think you can attest to this, when NXT's at its finest, it's the perfect mix of up and comers and veterans.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
we haven't had that in a while. I don't
Hmm.
mind, and I hate the idea of sent down. It's not like getting
It's
sent to the
definitely not
minors
sent
in
down.
baseball. No, you're still on USA Network every Tuesday night. Every Tuesday night. Shout out my grandma. Right? Like it's one of those things that, yeah, I don't think it's an issue. Let's talk about our main event though here, Driz. Because guess who's back? Breezy.
Good.
Speaking of NXT legends, Tyler Breeze, absolute NXT legend. Were you as fired up as me? Talk to me about that one, man.
I stopped everything I was doing for to see Tyler Breeze. Tyler Breeze, for those who are not aware, Tyler Breeze is one of the few in the proud who have been with NXT since the very beginning, since NXT arrival all the way to pop up now. He is probably one of the best in-ring wrestlers NXT has ever produced. Tyler Breeze's character is one of it's unique. No one can ever do this. This isn't a character that you could take anywhere and it works. It only works in NXT, and when he is in NXT, he is God. Tyler Breeze in NXT has produced some of the best matches with people like Jushin Thunder Liger, the Fatal Four Way at NXT Four Way, I believe it's called NXT Four Way or NXT Rivals. I'm not 100% sure, but it was him, it was Neville, it was Tyson Kidd and Sami Zayn, and probably one of the best four ways ever. Not in NXT, but ever. Tyler Breeze is also one of the most entertaining. I'm sure it's a hidden gem in a WWE, but Tyler Breeze and Fandango, or I don't know what they're calling them now, TNA, but went up against the Usos in probably one of the best matches. He changed 3 times mid match. For those who do not know what you're getting, we are supposed to be getting Tyler Breeze versus Ethan Page. I wouldn't want to see him in the ring with anybody else other than Ethan Page. And I feel like these two are going to be a hand in glove. It is going to fit. It is going to look great. Tyler Breeze can only do great things, and he is
Uh,
good.
I've agreed with you all afternoon, Driz. I've agreed with you basically everywhere it's been available. One thing I will say is Tyler Breeze is going to whoop Ethan Page's ass.
That is what
There's
everybody
no
pays.
way.
That is what
That's
everybody
why
going to
we
pay.
pay to see it. Forget Ethan Page. He is absolutely, I thought the grass was greener. Maybe it is. I don't know. He's a Diet Coke in a world that wants the soda with full sugar. And I just don't think it matters if Tyler Breeze doesn't get this win. I'm going to be so disappointed if this is a reason to make me want to like Ethan Page. Knock it off. Don't do that to me. Don't make me do that. Tyler Breeze is a legend in the business. He's a legend in NXT, and you broke it down perfectly. He's right there. But I will say this, that's going to bring us to the end of the show. And I appreciate everybody that tuned in. No doubt we will be back same time, same place next week. All of that. Also, stay tuned. Grappling for Position. One of the best shows on the platform. Do not miss it. We've got a new episode coming out soon. You're going to want to check out Sold Separately. You're going to want to check out all kinds of other stuff that we've got going on. I hope you'll have a great rest of your Tuesday night or Wednesday morning, depending on where you're watching. But we will talk to you soon. On behalf of both me and Drizzy, have a good one.